Okay, so Brecken's rug came yesterday, and then we have all of the bedding, the dresser, and the crib over there. It's hard to do angles backwards. And so we are just waiting on the flooring, and then as soon as that comes, we are going to load all the bedrooms. And we're still waiting on 2 beds for both bedrooms. I am trying to call West Elm to see if I can get them to come earlier, or at least one of them, because one was ready to ship and the other one was being like custom made. So slowly but surely getting progress. I have my appointment today over in Peoria, just a prenatal, just to check on everything since my blood pressure was starting to go up. And then I actually have a sono on Monday, which will be the first one I've had in 6 weeks. So I'm excited to see the little guy and see how big he is, because he is feeling huge. So we shall see. Just got done with my prenatal. Heartbeat is good. I'm measuring fine. I've got a sono on Monday. She thinks the baby is laying side to side. So apparently he can't decide if he wants to be butt down, head down, or just, you know, horizontal. So anyway, fingers crossed that he moves before the end, so that he is actually head down, but the sono on Monday will tell us. The first blood pressure read that they did this morning in the office was like 144/88 or something like that. So they took another one and it ended up being like 125/82. So they're going to continue to watch that. They think that there's a possibility they might have to be on blood pressure meds before the end, but thankfully it hasn't started before now, so that's a positive. But they're just gonna keep watching it, and I have to go every week anyway, so they're gonna continue to have me keep doing my home blood pressures, which I've been doing almost every day just to keep an eye on them. And yeah, other than that, everything's normal. So I had to get my Tdap shot today, and so I have to move my arm. She said otherwise it's gonna be super stiff, and I remember that from last time. So that'd be all. I had to stop in Pekin on my way home for my appointment today, which takes me through Danvers on the way home or nearby, so I thought I would stop at the grave. And it just, every time I go to the hospital I have to drive past the emergency room, which takes me right back to that night driving in. Night driving in with Brian, and being on that car ride over and just saying to him, I think we might lose her. And it just, sometimes it's weird to think that this is my reality. And I'm standing in a graveyard looking at a headstone rather than chasing after an 18-month-old. And in some ways, it feels like an eternity ago to think back to January, especially with COVID and everything else. I feel like 2020 has aged us in more ways than one. But the kids talk about her all the time. Anytime someone asks us how many kids we have, Brecken's always quick to say that they have another sister. And for sake of awkwardness, it's easier to just act like we have 3 kids rather than 4. But as this pregnancy keeps progressing, I just keep thinking through like what that pregnancy would have been like. Obviously I didn't make it this far with the last one. And you never obviously get through the grief. It gets easier and it lessens, but it never fully goes away. It just comes in waves. And while we're excited for this new baby, clearly he doesn't replace who she is and what she represented in our lives. You just have one of those days where you're just like, it doesn't feel fair. Obviously, I'm grateful I was able to get pregnant again. We have another baby coming. But you just have those moments where you just want to just say, you know, why? So, just as it keeps getting closer, I think it just brings up so much of, you know, this will be the second time, I guess, I'm delivering at OSF. But, you know, I was talking to one of the employees the other day about all of my experiences at Bromen, and just realized, you know, this time won't be at Bromen and it will be at OSF again. And the last time I did that, I didn't bring home a baby. So, it just stirs up a lot of emotions. I think it's easy for me to keep busy so that I don't think about it. And I want to think that I'm strong and that I'm getting through it. But I know it's healthy to just, you know, really feel those emotions as well and allow myself the time to grieve, because it was a big deal. You know, obviously it's a lot to lose a child, and it's not, there is no perfect timing as to when you get over it or how long it's going to take you to be okay. It's just always going to be there. And so anyway, I'm rambling, but I just happened to have a lot of that come over me today, because every time I drive into that parking lot, I get this pit in the bottom of my stomach every time I see that emergency room. And it just literally takes me back to that night, and in those moments, those last final moments when I could still feel her kick. It always just takes me right back in the center of it. So it's probably why my blood pressure is always high every time I go into my appointments, because that place brings back really bad memories. I just also had to document that this is the first time in at least a month or more that I've worn real pants. So Kate got these maternity jeans for Royal and Reese, and it's so nice to actually put on. It makes you feel like you actually got dressed and ready for the day. So I have like real shoes on and real jeans. But I don't know if you can see, my right foot is swelling more than my left, and my left hand is swelling and my right hand is not. So it's all very bizarre pregnancy symptoms. Barley's mattress came today. So it had high reviews on Google as being like #1 out of all the mattress reviews. So we'll see. Partially liked the idea of it too, because it takes up not very much room in my entryway until we can actually put it in the room. So that was also a bonus. So yesterday was a weird day. I went to my appointment yesterday and everything was fine. Got my Tdap shot. Left there, went to Menards to pick up bins for work. Stopped out at the Grave and picked up lunch, and then headed back to the office. And within an hour of being back at the office, started feeling like stomach not feeling great. Started feeling super hot, like I couldn't get cold or cool, and started getting a fairly decent headache. And I didn't know if it was, you know, side effects from the vaccine or just random or what. So I went home, and by that point at 4, my headache had gotten significantly worse, which always makes me a little bit nervous, because that's my indicator in the past that my blood pressure is going up. And so I took it, and it was like 146 over 92 and 141 over 88, which are anything over 140. My doctor wanted to put me on meds. So I texted him just to ask him his opinion. He wants me to keep a close eye on it, taking it twice a day and sending it to him. The other thing that was super weird is that I've definitely had swelling in my feet and edema in my legs, but yesterday, for not having done anything besides walking to and from the doctor's office, being in the car, and then sitting at the office for like 2 hours at my desk, my right foot specifically, my left was swollen too, but my right foot was like exceptionally swollen. So it was just really strange, super tight, sore, all of the above. And so anyway, wasn't exactly sure what was causing that, but all of it together just made me nervous. So I texted him this morning with updated BPs, and it was still elevated this morning, but not in the 140s. So he just wants me to keep an eye on it and keep letting him know what's going on. Another sauna on Monday, so I'll see him in person, thankfully, in just a couple days. So I don't know if it was total fluke. I don't know if I got myself worked up because of the symptoms. I'm not exactly sure, but it was weird. So I felt like crap pretty much all evening. Kind of like took some Tylenol and laid down and kind of slept off the headache. My foot was still really swollen when I went to bed, and this morning it's back to normal, which again makes no sense. So kind of strange, but it just brought me back to those moments, because when I went to the hospital with Briar, I was hitting 150 consistently twice, and I had to go to the hospital. Now I was on meds when that happened, but it still just is a little too close for comfort. So yeah, just hoping that everything is normal today. Feeling a little bit fatigued. I'm sure probably part of it is because of yesterday, but feeling so crummy. But at least feeling back to normal today for the most part. So we have exactly 1 week until flooring comes. We got the crib out of here, so Britton's sleeping in a pack and play. The wall behind the crib was disgusting. You can actually see the fingerprints. It's so gross. So I'm gonna clean that. We're actually gonna put a coat of gray over this. So we have to clear everything out of here to get it ready for the flooring, but then also to paint as well. So that is the plan for today. So brief update. We got a fresh coat put on Britton's wall. We are officially done with all of the painting in all of the bedrooms. Thank the Lord above. So flooring comes on Friday. Can't wait for that to be done. Then we're gonna start loading all the bedrooms with the furniture that's sitting in our entryway. And Bradley's helped me to pull off all the tape. And so it's been kind of a crazy week with blood pressure and things like that. Blood pressure was starting to get up into the 140s, which makes me nervous, especially when it starts giving me a headache. I'm starting to have like significant swelling in my feet. And my calves were like rock hard. So Whit let me borrow her massager, which is like, it's called a Theragun. And I just literally pounded on my calves for probably 20-30 minutes on and off yesterday, and they are killing today, like super sore. I feel like it finally like let up and my feet are fully back to normal. Super weird. So I don't know if the swelling had something to do with my calves being so tight or what, but I'll take it because I can actually see my ankle bone again, which is a positive. So spending a lot of time this weekend, got the paint done. Just doing some organization, getting some drawers and cupboards cleaned out, just trying to get house cleaned up, ready to roll. So we're getting a lot done. So I feel accomplished this weekend. So I'm heading to Peoria for my 33-week sono. I'm anxious to see how big he is because I haven't had one now in like 7 weeks. So before I was getting them every 4, and then it sometimes was 2, and so it's been a while. So I'm anxious to see how big he is. I'm anxious to see if they do a 3D. Anxious just to see the doctor in general. I've been seeing the nurse practitioner the last 3 appointments. So I'm anxious for all of that. Thankfully, blood pressure has been staying risen but stable. So nothing of concern as of now. Anxious to talk to the doctor about that too. So and the swelling is staying down. So I don't know if it just was the calf muscles being so tight or what, but thankfully they are back to normal fully. They're not even, can see my ankle bone again even. So kind of strange, but good weekend overall. Got a ton of stuff done. My mom's coming up in like a week to help me with a bunch of stuff. We're getting the flooring in on Friday, so she's gonna help me come in and load the rooms and just finish organizing and getting ready. So lots going on, but feels like I'm coming down to the wire. So but good, all good news so far. It was a little bit, made me a little nervous last week. So well, that is not what I expected. The baby is measuring 4 weeks ahead and is already 7 pounds 5 ounces, which means I'm only 33 weeks and 3 days, which means if he were to go to full term, he, like I said, would be massive. I could tell he's going to be big because I'm already way bigger with him than I have been with any of the girls. Like, I already look like I did full term with all of them. So anyway, so yeah, I'm 33 weeks and he's measuring 37. So it sounds like because of my blood pressure is kind of, you know, starting to rise, they will most likely take me at 37 weeks now instead of 39 weeks was the original plan. So now I have to go for twice a week to appointments, Tuesdays and Fridays. So Tuesdays will be sono, check for fluids and everything, and then Fridays will be like stress test. So I thought I already lived in Peoria being here once a week. I'm definitely gonna feel like I live here now going twice a week, but also relieved because it was making me a little bit nervous when the sono tech told me that he was already 7 pounds 5 ounces and measuring 37 weeks and 3 days. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. That doesn't seem like a good thing to be measuring 4 weeks ahead. So needless to say, growth is not an issue and he's going to be a big baby. And she took a picture, so he's facing back. So unfortunately I didn't get any good photos, but she did take a picture like from straight down, like at his head, and his cheeks are huge. So I think he's gonna be a very fat newborn, which I'm very excited to see. So it's been a little bit of a weird week. When I went to my appointment on Monday and they said obviously the baby's measuring 4 weeks ahead, just overall just been feeling like junk. I don't know if it's because the baby is so big, if it's just because of the extra swelling, if it's because of the increase in blood pressure, if it's just my anxiety starting to take over, because like as it gets closer and closer and closer, it's almost like I just want to get him out because I don't want something to happen to him, because I'm like, he's still kicking now and I know he's in there and I know that he's you know, heart's beating, everything like that, and he just starts thinking about all the things that could go wrong in between now and when he delivers, especially if blood pressure starts increasing. So I know I'm in good hands. I know that they're being super proactive. I have to give my blood pressure, take it twice a day and send it to text it to my doctor. They have me coming in twice a week, once for a stress test, once for sono. So I know that they couldn't be any more proactive than they already are being, but it just is feeling like a lot. Not to mention the fact that we still have like a remodel going on that's happening between today and tomorrow, or Thursday and Friday. And we've got a bunch of rooms to move around, and I still have to buy like swaddles and things like that. So I really have a lot to do with very little time. I think the crunch of time is starting to feel like a ticking time bomb. But in general, I've just noticed like last couple days, I feel like I can't get cool. I feel like I'm having a harder time breathing. I feel like just overall not sleeping great, not feeling well. As far as I know, it's not COVID, so we shall see. So we're getting close. The flooring showed up today. It's like 28 boxes of wood, vinyl, laminate, whatever the stuff is called. We're doing it in every bedroom, the landing area, the bathroom. And so they're starting tomorrow morning. Cannot wait to see the finished product. And I'm gonna start loading the rooms probably as soon as they're finished, just so I can start seeing stuff come together. Plus then it'll give me the ability to see like what else I still need. I haven't bought like any accessories yet. I feel like I have to almost see like dressers in and side tables before I know like what kind of lamps and wall stuff that I want. So, but we're getting close. Today is flooring day, so super excited. Doing last minute, like going through room by room, making sure everything's off the floor. We gotta move Brooklyn's mattress out and the playpen over in this one, and then we're good to go. Brian has been demoing the bathroom last night. Still has a little bit to do before the guy can start in there, but we are getting there, and hopefully by the end of the day we will have some progress and be able to start moving some beds in. So I'm excited. So I'm heading in for my stress test. Ian already actually put me back on blood pressure meds this morning because my blood pressure keeps rising. So just having a little bit of anxiety, starting to have some back labor, starting to just not feel that great. Just bringing up a lot of emotions. So I don't know if blood pressure is rising because of my anxiety. I don't know if it's just rising because of normal pregnancy, but it's starting to feel like a race to the finish with this baby, and part of me wants to just get him out so I don't have to keep worrying about, like, is he moving, is he in there, is he okay? And the other part of me wants to keep him as long as possible, so obviously that he's safe and healthy. But either way, it's been a little bit of a stressful week. I just have not felt good, have a lot of swelling, have a lot of abdomen pain, like just in general just have not been feeling great. So just overall it is been a little nerve-wracking. So heading in for the stress test, I'm hoping I'll kind of know some more information today, just to know like what I should be looking for, what I should be like staying away from, all that kind of stuff. You guys, it's been a week. So I went to my stress test. Everything's good, baby's good. But the doctor did put me on blood pressure meds this morning because my blood pressure is starting to rise. So I have to start taking that twice a day. And he said he's gonna go ahead and take me at 37 weeks because of it. So they are scheduling me for induction either the 23rd or the 24th, depending on how my appointment on the 21st goes. So we are for sure having another August baby. And now I have officially 3 weeks until this baby comes. So flooring went in today. So I'll take you around. We did it on the landing here coming up the stairs. Oh, I'm like so out of breath. Literally can't breathe anymore. This is going to be the baby's room in here. So we did it in all of the bedrooms upstairs. This is currently Brecken's room, and unless she changes her mind, it'll stay Brecken's room. We have wallpaper going in next week, and we did it in the bathroom. Toilet is currently in the shower. So that's cute. And then this will end up being Briley and Britton's room, most likely. So yeah, flooring's completely finished. There is dust everywhere. So like they told us when we did our kitchen and main floor that if we tore up the tile rather than just going over the top of it, that we would have dust all over the house. And so we didn't want to have to deal with like doing all that, all the demo, so we just went over over the top. But upstairs, because we had part carpet and part tile in the bathroom, we had to tear up the tile. I cannot believe how much dust is coming up from that small little room of tile because the wood doesn't do it. So it's like super, super weird. But let me just show you. There is literally almost like a haze in the air. And the floor is dusty, to be expected from being in and out all day. But like, look, it's everywhere. And it's on the couch, it's on my computer, it was on top of my drink. Like the kitchen table has a layer of it, the countertop, it is everywhere. So I'm gonna have to spend my weekend cleaning before I actually go in and start loading bedrooms. But I ran to the office today after my appointment, picked up the rugs and 2 side tables that I had there so that I can hopefully start putting some of the bedrooms together. We did end up having to rip off all of the woodwork which we were not planning on doing. So that's going to add an extra layer to the mix. But we are on our way.
It's already it's slid down. Is it supposed to be folded open?
Apparently it's folded over. So this is puffy. It's basically just like roll bed. And then you unfold it. And then you're supposed to take that shrink wrap off. It's crazy they can fit that in that box. It's kind of been a slow go today, getting stuff done. I had plans to do tons more, but I got her nightstands in here. I started trying out pillows, and this is obviously her wallpaper. And I got that one, and then I grabbed this other one from Target too that pulls in all of the colors. Camera work here is going to be terrible trying to do this one-handed. Pulls in all the colors, but I wasn't loving it together, so I'll show you what I actually came up with, or what I decided on. But wallpaper is going to go in probably later next week. Brecken's bed comes on Friday. Bradley's bed will still be a while, but we can go ahead and put like curtains up, and I want to bring her dresser up, but Brian doesn't want to put a ton of stuff in the room because he's got to put the trim back on. We originally thought we were going to keep the trim on.
Why are you always talking to yourself?
And ended up having to pull it off. So now we're redoing all the trim, which stops me from being able to fully load the rooms, but we're getting there.